So, this is Redfall, a first-person shooter developed by Arcane Austin and published by Bethesda, released exclusively to Xbox and PC. In this video today, I'm going to sum up my personal thoughts and review of this game and whether or not this game should be recommended to all. So no time to waste, let's dive right in. Redfall takes place in an alternate reality world where a small town of Redfall is overrun by vampires after a catastrophic event. Players take on the role of one of the unlikely heroes stranded in the town, teaming up with other survivors to battle the vampire threat while navigating the town's open world and uncovering the mysterious plot behind the outbreak. One of the most notable features of Redfall lies in the game's graphics. Arcane Studios has created an impressive and diverse world that immerses players in the game's environment and manages to make the town look both magical and eerie. The game's visuals are also complemented with a fantastic soundtrack and sound design that contribute to the game's horror and suspense elements. Gameplay-wise, Redfall combines elements of a first-person shooter with RPG mechanics, with an emphasis on cooperative play. Players can choose between 4 playable characters, each with unique abilities and skills, to team up with up to 3 other players and experience the game's story together. For those who prefer to play alone, the game also features AI-controlled characters. The game's lore and backstory add layers to the characters and their motivations, from the snarky computer programmer and the cursed acrobat, to the broody scientist and the psychic sharpshooter. The game's dialogue is well written and contributes to the immersive experience, making players care about their characters' fates. So after playing a few hours of this game, Redfall unfortunately did not meet my expectations as a fully priced title. It is a bit of a shame as they did really well with the Dishonored games as well as Prey and Deathloop. The idea is great, but the execution and delivery could have done a lot better. They could have had the extra time to polish, especially with the performance, and it's a little bit disappointing that they did not offer the 60 frames per second option on day one, although they did say they will be patched later on in the future. The RPG and FPS elements is pretty much the same compared to other titles in these areas. I've not even got the chance to try out the co-op option as I've been mostly playing solo, but even with some friends involved, it will sure improve the experience but doesn't change the fact that this still feels like an unfinished game. The gunplay combat mechanics feel smooth though, although there were times where I had difficulty keeping my aim on the vampires or cultists that you get to experience. Sometimes when you're actually doing the mission and needing to progress, it doesn't give you too much of a guide or navigation as to where you need to go to next. For example, I have to visit the avian place to obtain the film, and even though I placed the marker on the map on where I need to go, it doesn't specifically give you an update on where or what to do next to get that. So I had to figure this part out myself by exploring the area a bit more, so a little guide could had helped me to progress. Overall, it's not the worst game ever developed, and I personally feel that this is a good game with a lot of work and optimization, so I wouldn't have mind if they had to delay a bit further just to polish it and offer everything as much as they can to make it a decent launch title. You know, it's a good thing that it's on Xbox Game Pass day one, because at this current state, this is definitely not suitable for a £60 or £70 launch game. It is definitely playable and at times enjoyable, especially with your friends, so if you're looking for something to kill time, then this is the game for you to try out with your Game Pass subscription. So I would hold off paying a lot for this, so I would subscribe to Game Pass and then download it and then just play it with pleasure. Personally, I wouldn't recommend entirely, but it's definitely worth giving a go and spend a few hours on it, and then when the updates come, you can finish the rest of it in your own time. So that's it for another review video. So if you want to try Redfall again, as I've mentioned, it's on Xbox Game Pass on both consoles and PC, and see what you think by leaving the comments below the video. And don't forget to subscribe, as there'll be more content coming. So guys, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.